Movies touch our hearts, awaken our vision, and change the way we see things. These words of legendary film director Martin Scorsese literally came true when 67-year-old neuroscientist Bruce Bridgman decided to watch the 3D entertainer Hugo in the theaters. As soon as the movie began, Bruce experienced the visuals leaping at him like never before. Having grown up nearly stereo-blind and with no real perception of depth around him, Bruce's brain experienced a third dimension for the first time in life. Until then, his world was a motley of plain figures confined to just length and breadth. We can think of it as a flat land, where everything is squashed down to a sheet of paper. The absence of depth makes this place a giant 2D canvas, which is simply impossible to escape. In the real world, though, everything we experience has three distinct dimensions. For our purposes, a dimension can be visualized as a straight line pointing in a particular direction. In fact, a line is nothing but an undimensional object that lets us travel either left or right in space. When two such lines are placed orthogonally, we produce a flat plane wherein we can not only move left or right, but also up or down. On introducing another perpendicular line to this plane, we enter a three-dimensional space that allows free movement towards the left or right, up or down, and even forwards or backwards. Broadly speaking, the real world consists of three kinds of solids: prisms, pyramids, and spheres. A prism consists of two parallel and identical polygons called bases. These are connected by a number of parallelograms such that the solid maintains a uniform cross-section all along its length. A prism gets its name from the shape of its base. For example, a triangular base will give rise to a triangular prism, while a rectangular base will result in a rectangular prism. A pyramid, on the other hand, stands on a polygonal base which is bound by three or more triangular surfaces that meet at a common point called the apex. Just like a prism, the pyramid gets its name from its polygonal base. A triangular base will give us a triangular pyramid, while a square base will make for a square pyramid. Lastly, a sphere is defined as the set of all points in 3D space whose distance from a common point O is less than or equal to a distance r. It can be visualized like a tennis ball, where O denotes the center of the sphere and r denotes the radius. Defining these solids geometrically is just the first step towards realizing their true potential. If the flatland we saw earlier was governed by the area and perimeter of its residents, the real world depends on the surface area and volume of its solids. In future lessons, we'll not only learn how to calculate these properties, but also understand how they influence several interesting phenomena like the taste of a chocolate or the diagnosis of early-stage Alzheimer's in patients.